Okay, here and nobody else is here, which is so great. I'm just gonna do some really basic stuff. I actually am coming back from a hip flexor-ish injury, and so I can't run, which normally I would love to be doing, but I am just gonna do some really simple weights, just kind of like full body mobility stuff, but also having a really busy day. I don't want to push myself to the max right now and then completely lose all my energy. Like, I want to move my body enough that I'm actually getting energy so that I feel good for the rest of the day. So that is the goal for this. I only have 5 minutes left in my workout here, and it's pretty much the cool down and core, but I just got the notification that my blood sugar went over 140, so that's my high alert. My range is still 180, but my alert is 140 because I like to know if it's headed up. So I'm going to give my like post-workout correction now because I'm already seeing that, and I am gonna go for like a 10-minute walk with my husband after. So there's a little bit of cardio. If I was doing more cardio than that, I might not give this correction, but because again, I don't have that much time this morning, I want to get ahead of it. I don't want to end up sitting at 180 for the rest of the morning. So doing that correction now, I'm giving the full correction for it, and hopefully that helps me even out and then go into breakfast and all of that feeling a lot better. All right, just finished the workout. My husband is here. He's running away, but he's here. And we're gonna go for a walk. It just also started raining, so the walk's probably gonna be pretty short. I also don't have that much time this morning, but we'll try to get like 10 minutes in and get some fresh air. So we did get caught in the rain, but we did get a mile walk in there, and my blood sugar now, it's gonna be easier to show on my phone. I'm glad I gave that correction because I'm 165. It is starting to even out. Oh. It is starting to even out, so you can kind of see it's like already starting to come back down. Oh, and there we go, 157. It's already on its way back down. So there was a rise because the workout that I did was lower intensity. It wasn't heavy weights, but it was strength focus combined with like getting up and going early. Definitely some of that like foot to floor could have played a role in that. So again, happy I gave that correction. And I don't always see a rise while I'm working out with weights. It only happens sometimes, but because today I like got up, did this video, I was probably had a little bit more adrenaline than I typically do. So YouTubing causes blood sugars to go up. Who knew? So I'm going to shower. I'm not washing my hair. I washed it last night, again, setting myself up for success. So I just have less to do today. And I literally already have my clothes planned that I'm going to wear. This is something that it didn't change my life because it's not that big of a deal, but it did make a huge difference in my life. If I have a busy day, or even if I don't, I have time in the evening, bam, that's what I'm grabbing. I know exactly what I'm gonna have, so I don't have to like think about it. I don't have to make that decision in the morning when I'm like, so many other things going on. So just little things like that. Instead of spending 5 minutes trying to pick out an outfit, like I can spend an extra 1 minute figuring out how to bolus for something, right? It's just like the time management thing that can really make a big difference. So I am dressed and all gotten together. My blood sugar has come down to 143. So there's still a little bit of a downward trend. And I'm going to give a pre-bolus now for my breakfast. And I'm going to prep my breakfast and the rest of everything for the day while I let that pre-bolus kind of sink in there. And then we'll get going for the day. It's 8:53. I wish it was like 10 minutes earlier and I'd be right on time to start at 9. And also right now what I'm doing is checking if I need a pod change today. Typically my pod changes are later in the day, so this one is expiring at 2 p.m. So I'll have until 10 p.m. to use it because I have enough insulin. So I'll probably just change this at the very end of the day, like when I'm done. I have a group call, that's my last thing of the day, so after the group call is when I will change my site. So again, just think through that so that I don't have to like think about it when I'm in the middle of my busy day. So for breakfast, I am going to have yogurt. This one has 15 grams of protein and 0 added sugar, which we love. I'm gonna have some of this Made Good granola, which I just got this weekend for the first time, and I'm really loving it. And then I do have a mango, but I don't think it's ready. Okay, so normally I like to put a fruit in here, but I don't have one, so we're not going to, and that's okay. So this one isn't gonna get as much fiber as I will typically get in any given meal, but I'll just be sure that when I'm packing my lunch for the rest of the day that I'm getting enough fiber there. So I have tofu and butternut squash as my lunch for today. However, I want to eat this warm. So in between, I think I have a call at 2:30. So I'll have this after that. So my lunch will be a little bit later today. So I'm gonna pack other things to like keep me full until that 2:30. Bell pepper. Little Laughing Cow cheeses. I love these to spread on the veggies. And I don't have a ton of these left, but some Crunchmasters chips as well. I'll bring this as well, just in case I want, here we are, just in case I want a little bit more. So now I'm just gonna quickly eat this, make my cup of coffee. Coffee creamer that I'm loving. There is sugar in it. So it has 4 grams of carbs. I bowls for more like 10, probably because I use more than 1 tablespoon. And it does pretty well with my blood sugars. Again, I typically don't have it, not with breakfast, so it's kind of part of a more balanced meal. And I'll typically do 1 or 2 cups. But usually only 1, like if I do another cup, I just put it on top of the creamer that's already in there. So just 1 kind of 10-gram bolus for this. So because I got to our co-working space a little bit too late, I'm now in the office without any windows. It's only 9:15, but they filled up really fast today. So I'm kind of bummed about this, but hopefully somebody leaves and then I can move over there for the second half of the day. I have my first call at 10, but before that I have some check-ins to do for my group program. So we have a 12-week group coaching program going on right now and a 6-week group course going on right now. Having so much fun with both of these. So I'm gonna do the check-ins and kind of like make sure everything's going good with everything there, check in with my one-on-one clients who I don't see today, and then we'll get started on the one-on-one sessions, which I have one at 10, I have one at 11:30, then at 1:30. So they're a little bit spread out. I have some time in between to check in and show you guys my blood sugar, and also to create content and answer emails and do all the admin stuff that I have to do too. So definitely a busy day. At 4 o'clock, I have to take my husband to get a cast because he broke his wrist 2 weekends ago. And the swelling is now down enough that he can get a cast on, and he can't drive, so I got to drive him there. And then I have our group course call at 6 p.m. and then at 7 p.m. I can take a deep breath. And I love these days, but they are so busy, and I feel like by the time I get to the end of the day, I am so tired. So I am excited for today, but also ready to just kind of start and not stop for the next 10 hours. Okay, we are 5 minutes before my first call. I just did a bunch of my client check-ins for my group programs, and my blood sugar is at 138, and it is kind of starting to trend down now. And I have just been sipping on my coffee. I have insulin on board from coffee and breakfast. It's gonna come down. I have enough insulin on board that I trust it's gonna come down during this call. Yeah, excited for all of my clients today. Okay, it is 11 o'clock. I just had finished that first client call. My blood sugar is 91, so feeling good. It is evening out, and it looks like it might be even coming up just a little bit. So I feel good that I didn't give, like, Obviously, I wouldn't give a correction at 130 for myself, but I do know that sometimes people, they get so frustrated when they see a blood sugar start to rise again that they do it. And so that's why I'm saying that I trust that insulin on board. I know when I haven't hit my peak that there's still a chance that that comes down, so I'm glad I did that. So I'm going to do up my session notes from this past client and then prepare for my next one. So 1 down, 3 to go, plus the group call at the end of the day. The next one that I have is just a check-in. So just a little bit that I have to prep for that. And I have 30 minutes until then. I'm actually gonna go and just like do a lap around our building really quick, just to get some steps in and like go to the bathroom, fill up my water, and take a second for myself. If I sat all day, my blood sugars would become really resistant. So even literally 2 minutes of like walking around the hall and going to the bathroom is going to just help move my body a little bit more. Yeah, so I'm gonna go do that. Okay, next client's done. My blood sugar is at, oh, hold on. I have a story uploading, and if I cancel out of this, it's gonna freak out. So I'll do it on my watch. Blood sugar is 119 and slightly rising. So it stayed steady for about an hour and a half. And now we're starting to go up a little bit. Probably just because I had to record this like 5 times because I kept messing up. And whenever I record myself, whether it's a YouTube or something, my blood sugar always goes up because I think I just have that adrenaline and kind of like, it's like public speaking in a way. So I definitely noticed that when I am trying to do that. So 2 clients done, 2 more to go. Recorded this. I'm gonna have a snack. I just have those bell peppers, some of the Laughing Cow cheese, and some Crunch Masters. I'm gonna snack on this. I'm gonna give the full bolus for what's in this bowl and then just kind of slowly eat it because I'm not giving a pre-bolus. And then my next client is in about 40 minutes. And until then, I'm going to answer some emails and make some content. Oh my God. So I just, I'm so glad that this happened today because I've never had this happen as I'm doing a YouTube. And I feel like it's so important to show because it is real life with diabetes. And it is this. 368, double arrows up. My blood sugar is very rapidly rising. I started to see my blood sugar go up when I went on a call at noon. So you can start to see that. But I was like, oh, I just ate this snack. I did give a bolus, but not really a pre-bolus. So maybe it's some of that. But throughout the call, I have kind of the thing on my blood sugars on my computer too. And it just kept climbing. And I was like, what? Like, what is going on here? Like this is way too big for like a bell pepper, cheese, and a few crackers. So I have my site on my stomach right now. I reach down and I just like put my finger there, smelt it, pure insulin. It's wet. The insulin has been leaking. So this is so frustrating. Anyways, I texted my husband to bring down my site change thing. And so while I was on the call, I gave myself the correction that I needed with an insulin pen just because I wasn't able to change it because I was in the middle of the call. And now I'm going to change it and get this stupid blood sugar down. So I'm really glad I was able to give that MDI, and then again, I had my husband bring this just so I could do the site change right when I got off of this call. So you can tell it's starting to even out from the shot, and now let's do a site change and get my blood sugar down so we don't reach 400. I hate diabetes. Insulin, pod. Alcohol swab. I know one thing I'm often asked is if I do have a leaky site like this and then I give a shot, how does it like know about the insulin on board? And the answer is that it doesn't. I could give phantom insulin right now for what I gave MGI, now that it's off me, so it kind of keeps that a note. But because I haven't been getting insulin for a while, I'm assuming that what I gave with the shot is kind of already factored in based on what I would have been getting from the pump. So that's kind of how I navigate that. Let's do this. I feel, oh my God, it is just the worst being this high. I truly, truly hate it. I used to live in these numbers, and I don't know how I had energy to do anything in my life when my blood sugars were this high. Your body definitely adapts to where you are. I remember earlier on my diabetes journey, like when I first started having numbers that were like 100 most of the time, I felt low because my blood sugars were so used to being high. But now I'm used to having my blood sugars lower. So anytime I go high, it just, the headache, I'm so thirsty. It's the worst. I don't get leaky sites too often. So I'm just gonna chalk this one up to, it was the last day that my site was meant to be here. And then the pants that I'm wearing today kind of sit right exactly where my pump site is. So maybe they kind of knocked it a bit. Okay, so now we're connecting the pod. Whew. I need water. I have 20 minutes till my next client, 23 minutes. After I do this site change, I'm gonna go for a walk. And I am going to just try to mentally get into a better space because I don't feel great right now. Dexcon's on my stomach, so I'm gonna do it here. Okay, so now putting in the cannula. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my God, that one came on 5. Usually comes on 6. One time I had to come on 7, kind of keeping me on my toes. And I'm not going to give any corrections because I've already given what I think I need with that shot. And I don't want to overdo it. I don't need to rage bolus. If this comes down to 180, then I'll give more, right? But like I'm gonna wait for this insulin to really be working in me. Another thing is when I do have to give myself a manual shot, I always like to make note of what time I gave it because I depend so much on my pump home screen for telling me like when I gave that insulin, how much insulin I have on board. So reminding myself that I gave this at 12:40. So it's been in me for about 30 minutes. And if I'm not back down by like 2:40, like it might be time to reevaluate and do something else. Let me go walk, shake this off. It's just one high blood sugar. Life will go on. I'll feel better in a couple of hours. So my blood sugar has come back down, but I feel absolutely terrible now. I finished my last call and I'm just gonna sit on the couch for like 30 minutes and then eat and then take my husband to his appointment. And I'm so glad that I have this 30 minutes. I was meant to be doing something right now, but this is what I'm gonna do instead. Okay, bye. Okay, so I'm actually low right now, but I'll kind of live update this low blood sugar. I'm so tired and I'm 54 right now. I've already corrected it because I should have corrected it before I start talking about it. I had one of these Elevate 15s. They have 15 grams. You just kind of, well, actually they have 16 grams. It should be called Elevate 16. But had this, it's like the powder glucose. And now I just gotta wait, which is the hardest part. And I feel so shitty right now. Like going from like a high to a low, it's never, I would have rather stopped at like 200. not given enough, but it can be really hard to figure out exactly how much you need when you have a leaky site, because you don't know how much of the insulin actually, you know, this is too much talking being low, and I don't know what my words are right now, but yeah, I'm just gonna hang out here on the couch for a bit and wait for it to come back up. Then maybe I'll have time to eat lunch, maybe not before my husband's appointment. All right, starting to feel a little bit better now. I still feel terrible, but like low blood sugar wise, feeling better. It's 61, it says arrow down, but it's clearly swooping up because it just came up from 51, 4, I don't know. So I'm gonna really quickly make some food because I'm definitely hungry. And now that I know that my blood sugar is on the rise, I won't need any more fast acting glucose to help bring that up. So I am having our leftover tofu and butternut squash, and then my husband made some rice. So I'll have it with some of that, and I think I'm gonna bolus probably about 30 grams for all of this. I'm not gonna put too much rice, but I'm gonna do about 30 grams, but I'm gonna wait till I'm back above 90 to do that, and yeah. Then we're off to the doctor, and we have about 15 minutes before I need to be there for that. So yeah, I also have this really good mustard miso dressing, which I'm just gonna drizzle over the top. So good. We are now I'm now very quickly coming back into range. So 112 arrow up, definitely gonna give this bolus now. I'm feeling a lot better. I still have a headache just from that chaos of the fluctuation in the blood sugar. I'm gonna give the full 30 carbs, and I'm almost done with this. So not a pre-bolus, but a mid-bolus. And then I don't have much time, but I gotta go. I'm at the doctor's. Sean's getting an x-ray right now, and I'm just like in the room by myself. My blood sugar went all the way up to 250. Now, thank God it's stopping, but obviously I gave like less than a pre-bolus. And definitely, like, I always get like that big burst of carbs when I have the glucose powder, because it just works so fast. So I think it'll start to come down now that the peak insulin time is hitting. And so we'll just like, I don't want to start a roller coaster, so I'm not gonna like rage bolus this. I just want steadiness right now. So that is my motto: no rage bolusing. It'll figure itself out. This will be fine. This will come back down, and if it doesn't come all the way back down, then I'll give a little bit more of a correction, but I don't want to overdo it and end up low again. So my blood sugars have been stupid stubborn. I definitely didn't give enough insulin for my lunch, and that could have been a carb counting thing. I had it last night, so I feel like the 30 grams was pretty good, but it was probably like my pump was suspended from that drop that I had from the leaky site high, combined with the low snack. It just shot me up to like 230, 240, and it just kind of stayed there. And we were sitting in the office where Sean was getting his cast, and it was just so frustrating. I was like, don't rage bolus. I don't want to end up low again. I'm getting off of this roller coaster, and that takes patience. And it can be really frustrating, especially when it's not budging, which is why I'm here going for literally a 12-minute walk, because that's all the time I have before I need to get back and finish up everything for our group call tonight, which is in now about 20 minutes. So yeah, it's super frustrating, but it's coming down, and I'm not going to go low. That is my goal. Get off the roller coaster. And another reason that I love going for a walk, obviously insulin is needed too, but in addition to that, when I'm high, is it just gets me in a better mindset. Like, I remember, like, if I zoom out, this is just one blip on the radar. I feel good with my management. This is a one-off, not a pattern. And diabetes is really tough, and like we're going to have like situations like this that don't go the way that we want them to, and it's okay. Like I just recover and I move on, but it's up to me how I recover, and I'm choosing to do so in a way that honors like patience and, you know, isn't going to be emotionally driven, but is going to be more strategic. That will help me feel better in the long run too. So this helps my mental health and just like mindset and reset. So yeah. Okay, so just finished the group call. It feels so good to be done with my day now. But I also love those calls. Like I just walk away with the most energy. My blood sugar, sorry, I'm hiccuping. We're back in range at 140. This was just so annoying. And I'm glad that it came down slow and I didn't end with a low, because this is going for me to be an easy number to step into dinner from. So I feel like I'm off the roller coaster, and that's the goal. It does take patience, and it is so difficult to put myself in the mindset of like, it's okay to be high, it's coming down, trust the insulin. But it really does, like I'd so much rather end this call at 140 than like have gone low in the middle of it and then had to rebound again. So sometimes a little bit of patience goes a really long way. That was an annoying afternoon, but it's over now and I can eat and have a good rest of the night now that my blood sugars have evened out. I'll give myself tons of rest tonight and like water and just let myself chill. And not that I would do anything after a big day like this anyway, but yeah, give myself some time to recover, and then hopefully tomorrow morning I'm feeling really good. So yeah, take care of yourself. I hope if you're having a day like this, you give yourself grace, you give yourself that patience, but you also give yourself whatever it is that your body needs, whether that's insulin, a walk, water, and I hope you have a great rest of the day. Love you guys, bye.